Guitars and guitars and more guitars. Shit, I forgot to move this. Today's project. I'm still sick as a dog. I need to get some of this stuff done though and underway. Now this guitar, like I said, I think I might have mentioned it before, it belongs to a YouTube user. I've been humidifying it. I got dampets in there. Filled a couple of these up. And it's still a little moist. Been humidifying it. It's got some cracks back here. I don't know if you can see them or not. But let me get the thing out of the case and get it on the chopping block. And we'll have a closer look at it. Hold on. Before we get started, I figured I might as well show you all how these dampets work to humidify your guitars. Folks, you need to do it. It's that time of year. And you know, heat your houses up and your the air dries out. The moisture content in this wood eventually dries out. Now these dampets, like I say, this is just a sound hole cover. And you just slide it out. It's plastic, got a string tied to it, and you'll see I have a couple of dampets down in there, and they'll probably need re-moistened too, and I'll do that shortly. But right now, let's have a look at this guitar. Examination time. Applause. Cayman Music product, I think it says. Model number AA14-4. I'm going to look that up because I don't think this guitar has a truss rod in it. It's an Applause. I need to get more light on in here. So hold on and let me get some lights on, get the camera in the tripod, and we'll do an examination on this thing. Looks like it's got a lot of saddle sticking up there. That's good. See what's up with these cracks back here. Welcome, folks, back once again. Ovation Applause guitar. Let me tell you some things that I know about it. It's a really beautiful guitar, actually, and in very good shape too. Try to keep that light. I need to move that light a little bit. But that was my elbow. It wasn't the guitar. I think that might be a spruce top. And it's got really heavy plastic for the binding around here. I don't know if you can see how that sticks up higher than the surface of the top or not. But that's some heavy duty binding there. Okay. The back, you know, of course, the Ovations are, well, Applauses too, are they're made by Ovation. They've got some kind of plastic back. I don't know if that's some kind of what kind of material that is. I don't know if it's some composite type stuff or if it's just plastic. But dig this. It's got a plastic neck. There's something rattling. It could be a brace. So we're going to look into that. It's got a plastic neck on it. And it also has the entire fingerboard is aluminum. Now I don't know if you can see that. Let me turn it this way. That entire fingerboard is aluminum, and it kind of feels like it's a tiny bit wider than the profile of the neck is wide-wise, which I guess it was made that way. Some of these really sound very good. Some of them are very good guitars, and they sound really nice. And I'm going to get the camera off the tripod and go all shaky cam on your ass, and we'll examine this thing. I'll show you some things that I see. I'll bet you that's may very well be some braces loose inside of there. Now, can you hear that? What that is, but yeah, a wooden top, plastic or composite back, plastic neck, the entire neck is plastic, And like I said, it's got an aluminum fretboard in it. The frets look really good on it too. And Ovation and Applause use some kind of, I don't know what the content in those frets are, but they're harder frets than normal guitars or other guitars have. They tend to take very long to wear out. The second fret, the third, fourth, and fifth have had some work done on them, and I'll see why, because the nut action is really low. But let me put the thing over here on the chopping block, and I'll bring you over here closer, and we'll check a few things out. I'm not going to do any work today because I can't breathe. I feel terrible. My head feels like it weighs 2 tons. But at least we'll examine it, you know, take a few measurements and look at some things, and you'll get an idea of one of the repair series that's coming up. So hang on. Okay, before we go shaky cam, figured we'd check some stuff here first, right off the bat. Want to check that nut action. We like to see about 18 thousandths on that. And like I say, someone has really sanded down on first, second, third, fourth, and fifth frets. And like I say, I already know why, because it's got some major fall away right here. That's why I was humidifying it. I could see that. I think there's a backward bow. Yeah, there's a little bit of a backward bow in the neck. This, you know, backward bow. Not nearly in. There's no relief in it. But anyway, we'd like to see 18, around 18 or 20 thousandths. I'd like to see 18 on this nut action. And it's not tuned up to pitch, so you know, it's not going to be 100% accurate here, but we're just getting an idea. I need to get with the owner and find out exactly what he wants me to do to this. But check that out. I think you can see that. We are exactly at 8 thousandths on the nut action, which is good. I would say it was buzzing really bad right in here. And there's no truss rod adjustment, so what they did was took the frets down. Now what I would have done, I believe, is put another nut in it and raised the nut action a little bit, because that couldn't have been 18 thousandths before those frets were filed down like that, and I'll show you that in a minute. Also want to check the neck relief real quick. We have no control over it whatsoever. There's no truss rod in it, so we can't adjust that. And it's plastic. So I'll put a capo on the first fret. You've seen me do this in a million videos. Going to note the 17th fret, and we want to check about 7, 8, and 9. 7, 8, and 9. And somewhere in that, we'd like to see 12 thousandths. Let me get the right thing out here. These guitars were made in the mid-70s. These AA14-4 guitars were made around the mid-70s. I don't think they made a whole lot of them. So there's 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Yeah, check that out. I got a 12 thousandths here, and it won't go under there. Yeah, look at that, man. It's like the old timer said, note the 17th fret, put a capo on the first, and play a note. If you can play a note, you got relief. Well, we'd have no relief here. That backward bow, there's nothing we can do about that, except maybe put heavier strings on it and hope that they are enough. But that's a 10 thousandths right there. There's no relief there at all. I mean, I can see it. There's nothing going to go under that. Not a 1/1000th won't even go under that. It's so close. Like I say, heavier strings. I don't know what gauge these are. We'll check that too. Heavier strings would put more pull on it put some relief into it. check the string action. Let's get an idea what it's setting at. I'd like to see about 6/64 on that. Bass string, bass E is 4, 5, 6, 7/64 on the bass side. The high E is 7/64. So the action's pretty high at the 12th fret. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not, but you can see how much higher the action gets from the body right here where my thumb is to right here. You can see the action raises drastically in that short period. It's high up here at the 12th fret, but it gets high really fast back here. And that's because it's dried out. That is one reason it is. And all of this has sunk down in. It can happen to your guitar. I don't care how expensive your guitar is. This can happen if you don't keep them properly humidified. Okay? Now, this is probably not going to be exactly on the money either, but let me get the camera and I'll show you this. Hang on a minute. There you can see the action's fairly high down to the body joint, body fret, 14th fret, whatever, and it gets really high from there on. That's because that's what we call fall away. That fretboard, we know the strings are 100% straight and the fretboard's curving away from it. And that's because this whole area here, there's a lot of glue joints in there in every guitar. Well, not every, but most. And when that dries out, you know, over time, it sinks down in, your action gets real high here. But it's very, very low up here. And check out these frets, I was telling you about it. They have ground the first few frets way down. I see one right here, it looks like it might be popped up just a little bit. But look at the frets. I hope the camera gets that. I hope you can see those little tiny, where they've sanded it or filed it down. Look how rough they are. That's the first fret, I think. No. There's the first fret. There's the nut. See how low the action is there? And see there where they sanded the fret down or filed it? That was actually the second. There's the first fret. There's the second. There's the third. I think you can see that. Fourth fret. Here's the fifth fret. And now these down here haven't been touched. I don't think they look awfully flat, but they look awfully smooth compared to those first five. So we're going to have to do some fret work on it. I'm sure they're probably not anywhere near level, at least down to the body here. We're never going to get them level with that backward bow in that aluminum fretboard and plastic neck. We can only go as well as we can. Now, I told you there were some cracks back here, okay? There's one runs right back through here, you see it? Another one here. Yeah, I thought there was maybe another one. I see three. 1, 2, and that might just be the center of the guitar where they book matched the top. So maybe there's just 2 frets, or 2 cracks. I wonder what caused that. Remember we talked about what happens when you put screws in the bridge? Well, my bet is there's screws under there. I don't know that. I haven't looked inside of it yet. Take a piece of paper and just kind of go around the back side of the bridge. I showed you all this stuff before. When you're thinking about buying a used acoustic, you might want to check all this like so. And the bridge is pretty solid all the way around, it looks like. It's not going under there anywhere. So we have that in our favor. I don't know what he wants. I don't know if he wants these cracks fixed or anything done to them, or just the action and frets done. I need to get a hold of him and find this stuff out. Because like I say, I don't know exactly what all he wants to do to it. Here's something else I always check, and I've showed you this before. You really should have a completely flat, straight neck when you do this, okay? And this is something you should do when you purchase a guitar too. Alright, put a straight edge on that flat, straight neck. And what you want to see is that straight edge come back and right over top of the bridge, like that, against the saddle. Okay? Now, if you really want to get down and check it between every 2 strings, that's between the 5th and 6th strings. You see we're good. And this is between the 4th and 5th strings. That's exactly the way it should be. Now we always check between the 3rd and 4th. This is between the 2nd and 3rd. See how that straight edge goes right over the bridge up to the saddle. And it does that between every 2 strings. Now, if you do this, if you ever do this to the guitar and it comes back and it hits right there, and you got to lift it way up to get it over, there's a good chance your guitar needs a neck reset if that happens. Now, you know, if you got to lift it a little bit, it's no big deal, but, well, it's just becoming a big deal. It's not, you don't want to see that. But no worse than this is. Now, I'll show you something else that does concern me a bit. If you look dead across the top of this guitar, it doesn't really have much belly there. But look how that bridge is pulled forward. The back of it's kind of pulled up. I can see where the top is pulled up right there too. It's got a little bit of a belly, but it ain't very bad. Okay? That could be from a loose brace inside, and it sounded like it very well may have a loose brace in it. There you can see that action rise that I was talking about, and then up here you can see how very, very, very close the action is. So I think I'm going to talk to him and find out what he wants done for sure. I think we're going to probably either raise the nut, make another nut higher, because I don't like to put shims under them. These guitars sound good when they're set up right. Shims only take away from the sound. So we'll either put another nut in it and make the nut action higher, or might do the baking soda super glue cyanoacrylate glue trick and fill the nut slots and then just refile each one of them out the proper depth. Might be able to do that. And of course we're going to have to take some off of the frets, and I think we have, yeah, it looks like there's plenty of fret there left yet to do that, but man, they have really taken those first 5 frets down. Look at the height of these frets. There's the 12th. Look at the heights of them from the fretboard, fingerboard, to the top of the fret. And then look at the height of these that they've worked on up here. And see, they get smaller and smaller as you come up near the nut. So, and there, like I say, there's no way we can get those frets level. You know, I can get them as level as I can because I can't adjust the neck, crown them and polish them and all that stuff, which will help a lot, but I don't know, man. It's going to be tough getting this guitar back to perfect. I'll get mirrors inside of it, and I'll bring you along for that, and we'll check the braces. Like I say, I'm not going to get into that tonight. Let me flop the guitar over, and I'll show you a better shot of the back of it. Yeah, I need more lights there, but I think you can see it okay. And here's another thing to check for. Take that piece of paper, and that's good. You know, see, it goes under there a tiny little bit, but I'm not concerned with that. It's okay on the sides. It's just right across there. And it's just, you know, barely going under there. I don't think we have a problem there. Plastic neck. I don't know what kind of plastic it is, or if it's that composite stuff or what, but here I think maybe you can see the aluminum fretboard better. If the camera will focus, there you go. Aluminum fretboard, fingerboard, or whatever it is you have chosen to dub it. I see a radius in that fretboard too, and I wonder what it is. Haven't measured that yet. And we have a lot of bridge back here. Look how high the bridge is. So we can take a lot off here and lower the action here. Well, we're going to have to raise the nut action up here, because if I lower this back here and leave this the same, it's going to start buzzing out up here. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to go about that, but I'll bring you along for every bit of it, and either teach you how to do it, or you can just watch me do it if you like this kind of stuff the way I do. I think this rosette and pick guard on some of these models, the rosette and the pick guard are made together. That's plastic too, and it's all made together in one piece, and usually that all comes apart from the wood here, and the pick guard comes off. But this is in really pretty good shape, actually, considering it's from the mid 70s or so. So anyways, that's what we know today. Applause AA14-4, a division of Ovation guitars. And then, like I say, they really sound good when they're set up right. Most of them I've seen them play do. For the money, they're very hard to beat. So hold on, let me put this camera down and we'll wrap it up for now. So I hope everyone got through the terrible Jonas snowstorm. I'm still cleaning up from it, shoveling and plowing and moving it. It's melting pretty fast with the warm weather we've been having, but yeah, that's why I'm sick all the time. I'm out in that stuff working all the time. Get too hot, and then but like I say, I feel bad tonight, so I'm not going to do anything to this, and I need to talk to the owner anyway, find out, you know, if there's anything specific he wants done, or if he just wants that neck worked on and the action and the frets and stuff done up. Try to get the action down lower on it. And like I said, I'll bring you through all of that stuff. We'll put mirrors in there, go inside, check all the bracing on the top. It doesn't have, I don't think those guitars have standard X bracing. I can't remember what they do have. It's been so long since I've been inside of an Ovation guitar or an Applause. But we'll do all that. I'll bring you along with me as soon as I can breathe a little better. Videos maybe a little slower than usual, and I hate that because I'm gaining subscribers like crazy and digging that, but it just you know, can't make videos when you feel like this. You can probably tell by the sound of me, it's bad. It's getting better, but it's bad. This coming Sunday, I don't know when you'll see this, but this coming Sunday will make 3 weeks since I first started feeling it and knowing, you know, something was happening. But yeah, man, hang around. Thanks, you new subscribers. Thank you old guys that's been here since the channel started. Thank all you guys, and I apologize for being a little bit slow on the videos, but we will get her done, and we'll go inside of it together, look at the braces, and we'll do all the stuff. I'll video all of that if you want to see it. Put in the comments down below, and then maybe that'll make me feel better, and I'll do it sooner. I don't know. Anyways, cheers to you. Peace. Try to not get snowed under, and try to stay warm, and I'll see you on the next video. May very well be some braces loose inside of there. Can you hear that?